Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. This is Kenya Revolutionary. It's Ali, wherever I am. But it's happening, folks. Seems like Ruto is under siege. Ruto is facing the wrath of the Wananchi, and it's not looking good. Remember, some of these protesters decided that Ruto should be removed from office, from power today. So today is the so-called D-Day, okay? Madaileo anti-Ruto protests is happening. It's happening. It's ongoing right now. But before I get started, please, the first order of business is to do what? Please like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and do so. Go ahead and do so. Haraka sana usingoje. Please, 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 please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe very quickly as we go on, and like it. Let's get in. Now, there's something that I want to address really quick that is actually concerning this movement. Reports on the ground. Well, I saw a video of some protesters that surrounded Boniface Mwangi, because they felt like Boniface Mwangi maybe has been compromised. And there's talk, especially in the Twitter sphere, that Hanifa and Cairo also were compromised, because last night, I guess, at around 8 p.m., almost all of them, they all had one message in unison. They were tweeting that it's okay to go to the protests, but please don't go to the CBD. And people started asking questions. They were like, why all of a sudden you're changing your mind? Sorry, they were saying that do not go to the State House. You can go to the unaweza kwenda town protest, lakini msiende State House. Do not march the State House. That is a protected place. We don't want to lose lives. And people started questioning. They were like, why are you all of a sudden now you're telling people not to go to State House? And people started connecting dots. There's questions as to why did they go to the DCI the previous day? Walijipeleka wenyewe. It was Boniface Mwangi, Hanifa, not Cairo. Cairo did not go. Cairo. But these two, and there was a third one too, I forgot his name. They went to DCI because according to them, Karibu Karen, because, according to them, they were saying that the DCI were trailing them, following them. And, most people usually don't turn themselves in, even though the police might be tracking you, or you suspect people are tracking you. You don't turn yourself in. You just don't go, okay, I'm here, I'm Nanifuata, I know you're following me. What's going on? But they went there, and if you look at the press conference after they left, somebody actually mentioned it, and I never realized it until I saw the video, and I'll play it in a bit if I can find it. I think I still have it. While the press conference was going on, Hanifa was kind of giggling, like she was alikuwa anajaribu kucheka while the press conference was going on. Let me show you that clip real quick if I can find it. I think I have it somewhere in my page. So let me find it real quick. So, there's talks that these guys have been compromised, because all of them, all of a sudden, Cairo also made a video and it was like, I don't think we've won. It was about finance bill, but now the finance bill is into Mashinda. I mean, what else do you guys want? I mean, we are forcing the government to do whatever they want. They've withdrawn, which everybody by now know that that withdrawing of the finance bill by Ruto is a play, because apparently Parliament is in recess till July something, and basically after 21 days, even if the president doesn't sign it, that automatically by law, that bill becomes law. Okay, if so, ni kama Ruto ametucheza, he's playing us, but on the surface, he's counting. He's counting on the ignorance of the people, but to his yes. But unfortunately, there are some lawyers who know what's going on, so they're calling out Ruto, saying, hey, listen, you didn't withdraw anything. By the way, you don't have the power to withdraw the bill. So I don't know why you're saying you're withdrawing. The only person who will withdraw the bill is the person who actually authored it, okay? Or move the motion, okay? So back to Hanifa and Cairo and what's his name? Boniface Mwangi, there was a lot of brouhaha over this. They're still trying to maintain their innocence. But again, like I said, it was a little bit suspicious. Why would they go to the DCI? And let me just, here it was. All right, here it is. What watch is a video. I want you guys to watch this. By the way, thank you so much. I can see you guys. Karen Simiu, karibu sana. Betsy Akoko, Oscar Mager Oscar, karibu Oscar. Chipindi, karibu. So now death of the children were right. The only question. And again, yes, that's a good question. When Cairo, Boniface, and Hanifa, when they were posting the posters of 7 days of rage, and while they were going to the parliament, Occupy Parliament, didn't they think that the police were going to kill people? I mean, why? I mean, but let's watch this interview. Let's watch this interview, and I want you to pay close attention to Hanifa's face. She's the one who kind of gave it away. She couldn't hold it. She was alikuwa anacheka. Tony Awiti say ajue tutapambana na yeye mpaka 90 minutes corruption tunamaliza na Gen Z. Okay, Tony Awiti anasema mpaka tu yeah. Oscar anasema they have betrayed us. Betsy Aoko anatuambia nini? 3 of them were compromised. They are snitches, sellouts. People should unfollow them with immediate effect. Okay. All right. Let's see this video. Let's take a look at this video, and I want you to watch closely to Hanifa, because her face was kind of telling. To me, she gave it away. She gave it away. It was as if like alikuwa na, ilikuwa mbaya bwana. Alikuwa naji. It was so obvious. It was so obvious. Just take a look at this. Watch kidogo. Listen up.
Proceeding to court to petition against specific officers, some whom have been
they reportedly recorded statements before being released unconditionally.
The Law Society of Kenya, we are taking keen interest on the violation of human rights and fundamental freedoms. We have been collecting data, and we are proceeding to court to petition against specific officers, some whom have been taken on camera shooting people who have lost their lives in this protest.
They reportedly recorded statements before being released.
Just look at Hanifa, how she wants to laugh.
We are taking keen interest on the violation of human rights and fundamental freedoms. We have been collecting data, and we are proceeding to court to petition against specific officers, some whom have been taken on camera shooting people who have lost their.
Yep. So you see that ameangalia kamera kidogo, alafu alikuwa anajaribu kidogo alikuwa anataka kucheka, but she just knew. Kalebolo, karibu sana. Karibu anasema ako ndani, niko live ndani. This government is a piece of maliza your sentence. Leonard Chepkwony anasema yesterday prophecy, okay? I think you meant that prophecy, okay? Yesterday prophecy, we shall take over, then we review everything, okay? Engineer Tyson akwapo pia anatuambia, let Ruto declare this state emergency, call Weta back to parliament and suspend the bill. Yes, that will make sense. By the way, guys, as we continue, as I said, we are talking about the anti-Ruto protest that is happening right now. Please, nyote na waona hapo, like the video na kama hauja subscribe. I've noticed that there's a lot of people who watch these videos lives, but they don't subscribe, they're not subscribed, or they don't like. So please take a minute and subscribe to the channel. Patricia Okumu niko ndani. Karibu sana. Karibu. So we are basically talking about what's happening right now. I've read a tweet that said that there were kulikuwa na majeshi, the police, because right now there's what's happening in Nairobi, from my understanding. Police are working side by side with the national majeshi, wanajeshi. And there was an incident where the police wanted to throw tear gas to the wananchi, and the members au army majeshi wakamwambia ngojeni nyinyi msitupe tear gas tafadhali, hawa ni watu wetu. So they kind of get it. They understand that these people are just protesting, because majority of the protesters, let me just say that majority of the protesters are quite peaceful. I can't speak for everyone, but you know how it goes. Oscar ananiambia she should be serious. We stood with her when she was abducted. Now she has become a puppet. Okay. Now, that's the argument. There's, Jana, like most people pointed out that majama all of a sudden vile ilifika 8 p.m. usiku, 11 p.m. usiku, they all started tweeting and they had this message telling people to see in the State House watu watakufa. It's a protected place, which is fine, but sasa watu wanajiuliza, first of all, kwani wakina Rex walikufa bure? Number 2, vile mko mnaambia watu waende kwa bunge, occupy bunge, didn't you think about maybe people might die? Na vile mko mnatengeneza 7 days of rage, you didn't think about kwenda State House, because State House is number 7 if you look at the Orodha. Going to State House Occupy State House was number 7. Didn't you guys think about that before you included that on the 7 days of rage? So that's where people are saying, majama, I don't know. Hey, Evelyn Akinya natuambia the most honorable thing for Ruto to do now is to resign. Absolutely, I agree. He needs to step down so we can have peace. Timothy nasema amjafika ikulu. Let's see. Bado ni mchana. Bado mambo bwana. Bado mambo. Let's see what happens. They might. But thank you for your comment. Endelea subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Wacha tuone my news. What's going on up there? Because apparently Eldoret also, mambo inaendelea. Nakuru is also going on. Mambo. Hey, mi naambia Kenya, I don't know what's going on, but tutazidi we shall hope that everything goes okay. In fact, anyway, there's a statement that I would like to share with you guys. I don't know if you had a chance to read it. It was a call for immediate resignation for William Ruto. This was released after Ruto alitoa ile speech yake na ile upuzi, okay? Karen Simio ananiambia, on my take, maybe she was tortured huko kwa DCI. I don't think she was tortured. Kama angekuwa tortured, unajua ukiwa tortured ungeenda hospitalini, angekuwa quiet, it's other. But what I think, maybe 2 things probably happened. Vile alienda kwa DCI, people are saying maybe she's part of the intelligence community and anafanya kazi na Eden Duale. And vile Nyakundi alisema ati she's mentioned in his tweet that what's her name? Hanifa is compromised. I mean, her response was she had an angry response, which to me, I mean, if somebody says something about me which is not true, I won't be that mad. I will just correct them and not be like, she was very defensive. But nasema hivi, there's 2 things probably happen. It's either walimpigia simu wakamwambia, hey, Shikilia Ido, do this, just tell those people not to come to State House. Or number 2, she was threatened. They told her, hey, listen, I know you're not, you guys say you're not leaders, but you have a great influence through your Twitter page and all that stuff. You have a huge following. So this is what's going to happen. If you keep on urging people to come occupy State House, something will happen to you. I understand that. I understand. People get threatened. When the government is threatened, I get that. But hata kama angekuwa ameshtuliwa hivyo, the best way angesema tu angenyamaza. Just be quiet. Or aseme, mambo imeenda mrama, okay? But to discourage people not to go to occupy State House, I know it's dangerous, but for her to say that at this point, especially last minute, and all of them all of a sudden started saying the same thing, to see in the State House, it kind of suggests that something had happened. Something, okay? So we never know. All right. Miles Kenya anasema well, he's replying to Chiboy Peleka. Okay. I'm not going to read it. Karibu sana, Brother Benson. Brother Benson saying sell out. Anasema sell out. We'll see. I'll read you the Ninio statement ya Nyakundi. Nyakundi is the say that nani pia Gidhu, I forgot his name. He was running for Thika or whatever. That's a journalist, I believe, also mentioned that. Who else mentioned that? But anyway, it happened. Even wakamshika Boni alichapwa makofi hapo hivyo. He showed up during the protest, akachapwa makofi. I was going to show the video, but unajua YouTube has a very, very, very wakona marules kali ikikuja kwa vitu violent hivi. So I'm not going to show you that. But I will read you a statement that was written by somebody who actually captured the mood of most of Kenyans. I'll read it. But before I read it, ladies and gentlemen, there's 105 people here. Please do me a favor. Like the video. That's the first order of business. If you've been here before, you know that. Please like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now. I'll be coming in the evening, late at night, so we can have a nice session. But I'm still here. We have to talk about what happened and what is actually happening right now. George Okoth Olwoko amenijoin hapa. Karibu sana. Ananiambia you are doing well. Watching from Kiambu. Thank you very much, George. Hopefully you are safe wherever you are in Kiambu. Mr. Miles Kenya, watching from Nakuru. Is it Nakuru City? Karibu sana. IT hands-on training. Anasema, hi guys. To be honest, the message was driven home by Gen Z, and everybody in any public office know that all eyes are watching. Yes, I mentioned that the UN, I think it was you, the UN secretary, walitoa ninio, they gave a statement saying that the Kenyan government should be careful not to violate the rights of the protesters. Okay, people have the right to protest. You cannot shoot people, especially after what happened in Githurai. Apparently, there's kind of a cover-up in Githurai. Watu walikufa, so many people died. So and they're trying to cover it up. So that's something that also will trigger people. And some of the people who are protesting are actually wamekuwa moved by that. So that's why they're in the streets today. Faith Imani ananiambia, so we want Ruto out. So who do we want to take his place? And please don't say Babu Raila. That is going to be something that Wakenya wata decide. Okay, there are people throwing different ideas. Maybe military can take over for 3 months while we prepare for the next elections. Maybe we can have an interim government that will be there not for 3 months, as Miguna suggested, 3 months while we sort out the IBC and the process of the next election. So there's different ways that people can go through this. Actually, I had an MP who said today that we should go ahead and Ruto should go ahead and dissolve the parliament, whatever, the parliament should be dissolved, and let's go for a fresh election. So there's different ways to skin this cat. It's not just one way. Jonah Ambia, I told you he's not going, bro. You are so sure. At Kenya, the day is not over yet. The day is not over, Jonah. Let's see what happens. Karibu sana. Maybe you might be right, but let's see. The day is not over yet. We never know. Watu wanaweza kwenda huko usiku. Maybe unaweza kusikia, tunaweza kupata habari Ruto amejiuzulu. You never know. It's not bado mambo bado. But I want to read you a statement here from the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. This letter has been circulating around the Twitter sphere or netosphere in the internets. Okay, so let's see. Let me read it very quickly. While I read it, please subscribe, like and share. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share this this video as we read what's going on, and I'll play some footage. I will not show the violent stuff that's going on because YouTube is very, very anal about any kind of violence being showed in any channel. Okay, so let me go ahead. I hope you can read it. You can see it. Faith, I'll come to your statement very quickly. Okay, actually, let me read the Faith first, then we shall go to the statement. Okay. Or Miles. Miles also have something here. Miles amesema, I'm 100% sure, 100% sure even our police hawataki kuwa kwa streets. They are forced to. Yes, they are. Nothing is fun about tear gassing people or killing people. Faith Imani anasema, he might not be the best, but we should be careful to protect. Sorry, I couldn't read it. Careful to protect our peace. If we have peace, we can't live. We don't have peace, we can't live. So let's be careful. Yeah, I agree with you. Jonan Mbia, my thing is that he should do the right thing. Yes, I agree with that. We can agree on that. Now, that mess was stolen from Parliament. What does law states? Should Parliament be dissolved? I guess. Miles replying to Faith, say, Faith, what am I feeling? Kwani Raila ni, okay. Let's not attack each other, but, you can disagree with somebody. Lady Anish, anasema, it's not enough to determine she was laughing. She could have been smiling at someone she recognized. That's fair point. I guess Lydia, the thing is this, Lydia, that's a good point, but I'm saying this. While she was posting the 7 days of rage, okay, and in that 7 days of rage, if you can see the number 7th at in the number 7, whatever, it says that occupy State House. Okay. Now, why all of a sudden after her visiting DCI, she's kind of smirking or smiling after that DCI meeting in the news conference. Then they kind of in unison, all of them who kind of were involved in the DCI meeting, when walijipeleka huko, they decide, okay, State House is not the best idea, watu watakufa. Okay? Now my question is this, Lydia. Did she not see that it would be dangerous? Not only going to State House, but even going to the Parliament, because Parliament also was dangerous. Going to the Parliament, people were shot. 8 people were shot. So even after going to the Parliament, angesema tu immediately after that, saying, okay, you know what, maybe this thing is not the right thing to go to the State House. Angesema hivyo before even going to the DCI. Say, hey, you know what, tulienda Parliament, watu wakakufa, this is not safe, tuache mambo mingi. That's what I'm saying. That's the question, Lydia. Why promote that 7 days of rage, saying occupy State House, then the last minute you back out? The last minute after going to DCI. That's what's suspicious about the whole thing. I'm not saying that I don't have 100% proof that she was paid or whatever the case is, but by all indications, something happened. Maybe she was threatened, or maybe she was given money, or you never know. It just there's a reason to believe that something happened. Okemo Nyareru anasema Ruto should resign since he has failed Kenyans. Absolutely, I believe too. Let me read this statement very, very quickly. If you guys can see it on the screen, it says official statement: call for immediate resignation of President William Ruto. We, the citizens of Republic of Kenya, hereby declare that we no longer recognize William Ruto as the president of Kenya. We recall his presidency and urge him to resign with immediate effect and surrender his office to the Kenyan people. His tenure has been marked by incompetence, mismanagement, and a persistent failure to address the pressing needs of our nation. We believe he is unfit to lead and demand his resignation forthwith. President Ruto's administration has been characterized by a series of scandals, ineffective governance, and blatant disregard for democratic principles. Under his leadership, Kenya has witnessed a decline in economic stability, increased corruption, and a deterioration in public trust. These issues have had a profound negative impact on the lives of ordinary Kenyans and have undermined the foundations of our democracy. We urge all Kenyans to join us in this call for William Ruto's immediate resignation. Our country deserves a leader who is dedicated to the principles of transparency, accountability, and good governance. We can no longer tolerate a presidency that is marred by such profound failures and abuses of power. In light of these concerns, we give William Ruto 48 hours to issue a statement of resignation and to vacate his office. This period is essential for facilitating a peaceful and orderly transition of power, ensuring that our nation can begin to heal and move forward under new leadership that is committed to serving the interest of all Kenyans. Our demand is grounded in a deep love for our country and a steadfast commitment to its future. We envision a Kenya where the rule of law is respected, where public officials are held accountable, and where every citizen has the opportunity to thrive. Achieving this vision requires new leadership, free from the taint of corruption and incompetence that has defined William Ruto's presidency. We call on all sectors of society to support this demand and to work together to ensure a smooth transition. Our collective action is crucial for building a better Kenya. We must stand united in our pursuit of justice, democracy, and progress. The citizens of Republic of Kenya. Have you guys seen that statement? That was a statement that was issued, has been making circulation in the Twitter sphere or in the internet sphere. Well, let me just say that. Oscar is saying, let her come and address us, or tumsalimie. He's referring to Miss Hanifa. Faith Imani is telling us, so who is going to talk to people to calm down? This movement is so organic, Ruto can't pick up the phone and ask Uhuru or Raila to tell them to ask their people to tone it down. Who can be called? That's the whole point of having a leaderless movement, so that you can't compromise the leadership. Of course, the government identified Boniface Mwangi, Cairo, Hanifa, and they looked at them as the face of this movement. So they decided, hey, listen, let's get this to DCI. Let's sit down with these guys and talk to them and see what they are up to. And that's why you see everyone is kind of suspicious. All of a sudden, these guys are calling for, oh, let's not go to the State House. Let's, So you can see why, okay? Jonah is telling me, let's advise our president to be firm and decisive. He needs to really get rid of some of his advisors. Hope he will watch some of your clips, Kenya Rebel. Thank you so much. I hope so too. The thing is this though. I think Ruto is also, he cannot, it's so hard for him because if you realize the majority people, most of his cabinet members, the people who he has handpicked to work for him, are people who so-called help him get votes so he can be, become who he is. So it's hard for him to turn his back on these people, like Linturi, whatever this case is. Okay, Ruto probably feels that Linturi brought him the Meru vote. Is he a Meru or Embu, whatever the case that man is from? Okay, so he feels that that's wakina Kimani Chungwa, Ndindi Nyoro, he feels like watu walimletea votes ya Central Mount Kenya. So he doesn't want to lose them, those as his friends. And it's said that, Ruto is doing business with people like Ndindi Nyoro. So, if you are tied to these people beyond politics, it makes it really hard for him to do the right thing. I would love to see him do the right thing, but let's see. This protest also, it can, even if Ruto does not step down or resign, I think it will have some level of effect, okay? But it can go two ways. If the protests stop and Ruto maintains power, he can either clamp down on, any kind of revolt, or he'll be forced to, change his ways. So it can go either way, So you never know. Black Man Explore TV, Moi political student is tyranny. Gen Z needs diaspora, or I think diaspora office to coordinate ground in Kenya. Okay. I agree, black man. Jonah is saying if he does the right thing, people will go for him regardless. I don't think so. I don't think so. If you do the right thing, yes, there are people who are going to oppose. There are people who are going to oppose Ruto no matter what. Hata akifanya nini watam oppose. But if you do right by the people, if you do something that the people are asking you to do, it will be very hard for people to discredit you. Okay, for example, I know some people may feel that Ruto did not win the elections. Okay, but given the evidence and given the circumstances or situation before surrounding the mood of the country leading up to the elections, people were tired of Uhuru's rule, okay, tyrannical rule, and Raila Odinga was associated with that government, with that regime after the whole bromance with Ruto Tanga nonsense ilifanyika. And by all evidence that we observed, we looked, Supreme Court cases and all that stuff, there was no evidence that suggests that Ruto lost that elections. Okay. So even though there were people who were still trying to make that their case on the line or whatever the case is, it was apparent that he won. Okay. So even though they were opposing him, the more they were opposing him, the more ridiculous they seemed to be. Okay. So he won. Okay. But now he has become president. He reneged and lied about all his promises and all this stuff. So people turned against him. Even people who voted for him turned against him. So, he's losing his legitimacy, credibility, and all that stuff. And no one cares about what he has to say anymore. People want him out. Okay? But if he turns his way, our China finance bill, start cracking down on corruption, hiyo budget tuiangalie vizuri, audit our debt, awache police brutality, turn down improve the economy, people will come aboard and say, you know what? Our protest worked. Ruto akatusikia. So let's continue with him because he finally listened. Zakaya ameshuka. That's what I'm saying. But at this point, it might, from what I've seen from Ruto akona ego kubwa sana. And he will not I expected him to, come out after the protest and be like, okay, aseme pole kwa wale pitu walikufa, but no, he did not. So I doubt he'll do right by the people. We'll just see. Blackman anasema Ruto wants to amend the constitution for life, and Museveni his goons will rule. Revolution is not for faint-hearted or fainted hearts. Our boys need real support on the ground to push him out of State House. Yeah, revolution is for the, wale hardcore. IT hands-on training. Kindly request the president to sit his ass in Kenya and lead Kenyans anatanga maju kufanya nini? He has made so many flights and yet they claim hakuna pesa. Something is not adding up. True. He has bad advisors. Jonah, this argument of bad advisor, I don't buy it. You know why? Because at the end of the day, the decision rests with him. You can ignore somebody's advice, especially if it's not working, which obviously, by all evidence, it's not working. So, if you listen to Devin D, ukisoma Twitter zake, he's basically bashing this president. He mentioned that this government is wasteful, this government iko hivi, and that's one of his economic advisor, if not the senior most economic advisor. Why is he not heeding to David D's advice? Okay, so I don't think it's a matter of him having bad advisors. I think it's a decision. The thing is, I've been saying in this channel, if you've been following me for a long time, I've always maintained that Ruto is a Western puppet. He's IMF, World Bank boy toy. Okay, he has to do what they say. So haizifanya kitu. There's nothing. Wamemshika by the balls. So he's always going to be IMF and World Bank's little bitch. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but that's what he will be until the day. And I think everyone read that article about IMF and World Bank where it says IMF always they don't put up fires, but they start fires or something like that. Okay. And if you agree to take loans and do all that stuff, you have to take orders from them, and you will be bringing policies that will not be in the best interest of the wananchi, but in the best interest of World Bank and all the stuff. So he has to make a choice. He has to make a choice at some point how he wants to lead this country. I don't think he will change anytime soon. The only way is to remove him, unless he has a Damascus experience like Paul of Tarsus and say, hey, I'm sorry, I've seen the light, I'll change, okay? But so far, he's not. If anything, he's making the situation worse. Let me tell you something, to my friend Jonah on the video. The fact that he had Osoro sitting right in front vile alikuwa naika hiyo press conference, that was enough to ike most Kenyans. Osoro. Okay, Cyril CC anasema this bitch been a Ruto supporter all along. I don't know who's been Ruto supporter. Who? I don't know who you're talking about. But anyway, like and subscribe. Blackman Explore TV, Hustler Jets with sycophants delegates to America is similar to Moi policy. His political puppets outfit is wrongly timed. Yep. Jana Nasema, hopefully this has woken him up a bit. I hope so too. But knowing him, I mean, from what I've seen, I think he will hopefully, let me just say that, okay? Faith Imani anasema, I really don't appreciate how his VP was out there bashing Ruto and how he was caught off guard with that was happening in regards to security briefings. Yeah. For me, the way I read it is Gachagua pia kuna, he has his political aspirations, okay? So if this ship starts sinking, atajitenga. Atajitenga. And the only way to start tengering himself is by, disassociating himself with Ruto, his boss, okay? He's doing it in a slick way by trying to say it's Haji, Nurdin, whatever his name is. But, Gachagua anataka kuwa president in 2032 or whatever the case is, okay? Jonah Nasema, the way Blinken was talking about the situation sounded like his Western friends wanted to distance themselves if he was going to be ousted. I hope he learns and realizes that being used is not the way. James Wood is here. Yeah. James Wood akwapa. James Wood is here. Screw that lot. Watoke wote. I see, James Wood, you are reinvigorated, okay? Reinvigorated, okay? Karibu sana. Like the video, everybody. Like the video, share, comment, all that. What's going on in the ground? Kuna news yoyote ambayo inafanyika huko? As we follow up, I see mambo bado inaendelea. Anyway, there's this ninio. Let me play this video real quick. It's a short one. It kind of captures what's the mood right now. Wacha niwaambie hapa hivi hapa. Wacha niangalie hapa. Let's see. There was a lady who was saying something on TikTok, which kind of captures Gen Z's mood here. Hebu tuone.
Ruto, hadi tumeachana na hiyo finance bill, ni wewe sasa hatutaki. Ruto, hadi tumeachana na hiyo finance bill, ni wewe sasa hatutaki.
Hala. Sasa sio finance bill, sasa ni Ruto ndio hawataki. Is that what's going on? All right. Faith Imani ananiambia security briefings is sensitive in regards to national security. Hiyo ni kuvua Kenya nguo mbele ya terrorists. I guess to me that statement by Gachagua it sounded more like alikuwa anajaribu kumtetea Ruto by placing blame on somebody else. Sort of like what remember when Uhuru was messing up and people kept on saying that it's the people around Uhuru. It's the people around Uhuru. But the buck stops with Uhuru Kenyatta. He gets to make the final decision. Same thing with Ruto. Yes, akuna advisor karibu 100, but the final decision rests with him. He can decide not to listen to their advice or follow their advice. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oscar natuambia soldiers are on our side. Oh yeah, that would be a good thing, and actually that would be a scary thing for Ruto if the soldiers are with the people, because if things go worse, they'll ask Ruto to step down. So Ruto, hey, Ruto ajipange kabisa, ajininio. So somebody, I like this. This is somebody who was replying to Hanifa and the suspected influencers who were suspected to have been compromised, and why they in the last minute wamedecide tu change cause, waseme ati watu wasiende State House. I like this. Let's see.
Sudden, umekuwa very clever. How can you suddenly become very clever? Sudden, umekuwa very clever. How can you suddenly become very clever? Sudden, umekuwa very clever.
Okay, anyway, so anyway, what's going on? Any news from Ninio? Any news from Nakuru, Kisumu? Any significant thing that happened? I know the only thing I've seen so far is, like I say, Boniface Mwangeli ended up kujoin the Ninio, kujoin the protest CBD. Majamaa wakamzunguka wakaanza kumwambia wewe umenunuliwa, and they ended up slapping him. And I don't know if he continued. But we'll see with what's happening with that. I don't know why everybody is thinking about Matiang'i. I would prefer Omtata maybe in the future. Gen Z should give us reasonable people like him. Yes, I agree with you. Omtata will be my choice. Omtata, Miguna, people who do not have any, sort of history of violence, or they have a history of fighting for the people. Nothing major, to be honest. I'm waiting to hear that resignation from Ruto. Yeah. Anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Na mulike, jamani. The other day, I asked for I have to thank you guys. I asked for 1,000 likes, and I got 3,000 likes. So please, I always aim for at least 1,000. 1,000 likes. I know we are not 1,000 people today, but 1,000 likes will be nice. Okay, if you're going to watch this live on repeat, do the same. As soon as we start, the first order of business is to do what? Like the video. Okay. Ruto must go is all we want. Watu wamechoka na Ruto, apparently. I want to read something that could be done. What people are demanding from none other than Miguna. I think he wrote something in his page that was interesting that I would like to read it for you. So this is what he wrote. He pinned this. If I can get it. Eldoret, nasikia Eldoret watu wametokea na ninio na mishale. I don't know if that's true. I saw a clip of people kutokea na mishale. Let me read this quick by Miguna. Do you guys want to let me just put it on the screen here so you guys can see it too. Then let me share it with you guys. Can you see it? Not yet? All right, ndio hiyo basi. This is Miguna's page. All right, ndio hiyo basi. Okay, anasema tentative thoughts on way forward. Nasikia tentative thoughts on way forward. Karibu Eduardo Stanley. Please like the video, share, subscribe, subscribe. Very quickly. Number one, Thursday, June 27th, William Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua, and the entire Kenya Kwanza government resign. 2, National Civilian Transition Authority, not government, presided over by individual to be agreed upon through consensus by patriots, Gen Z, and millennials, shall be tasked with A, reconstituting the IEBC, and B, conducting fresh general and presidential election, because citizens must vest new mandates on individuals with integrity who must place the interest of the country and its citizen above personal and parochial interest. 3. The term of National Civilian Transition Authority shall be for 3 months without any provision for extension. 4. Members of the National Civilian Transition Authority are not qualified to vie for the subsequent elections. 5. Ruto, Gachagua, and members of Kenya Kwanza regime responsible for this mayhem, plunder, abuse of power, extrajudicial killings, and other atrocities shall be barred from holding public office for life. 6. Independent investigations and judicial proceedings to be instituted over human rights abuses, plunder, and crimes committed between 1963 to present, with the time period being extended to cover all atrocities committed during and after the conclusion of these initial proceedings. Make more suggestions. As the saying goes, those who don't plan get themselves planned by organized mafia. Ooh la la. Okay, so that's what Miguna said about what's going on. So there's maybe contingency plan or the plan B, the way forward, what we're saying. All right, Faith anatuambia, most of these taxes he was trying to impose are all similar to US taxes. He needs to understand hizo za state, they just didn't wake up and impose it. Took many, many years. Yes, actually, yes. The problem with Ruto is that he's taxing this very same people, economic class, okay? Ama jamaa, the middle class, so to speak, of Kenya, okay? He doesn't get, if you want to really expand the tax base, create employment without raising taxes. Once you have more people working, you have more people to tax because more people are getting income, okay? Instead of just the same tax base, economic class ambao una tax, unafinya na tax, and they've said, la hasha, enough is enough. You're not creating any jobs, you're not building any infrastructure. Corruption is rife. I see MPs, Omanga, now all the other people on things at TikTok with new cars, Range Rovers, na mambo mengine. This is what is pissing off Gen Z and millennials and everybody else that's in the streets out there. Anasema, you are shitting on us and we are not going to take it anymore. Anyway, Salim anasema, Ruto ametia adabu, ameogopa, ameona nguvu ya wananchi. Kweli kweli, ameona. Oscar Odongo, karibu sana. I only pray that this doesn't develop into anarchy. Trust me, my people, you do not want a Sudan situation. Absolutely. I hope it's not going to go that way. Dula 99 and Zambia, for as long as these charlatans are still in corridors of power, I will continue to make UK my permanent home. Okay. How is Sunak? How is Sunak doing? I hope nasikia Sunak anataka kutolewa huko kwa kunini as prime minister. Anyway, nice. Thank you so much, Dula. Like video now, subscribe. Sisahau. Jonana Nyambia, Miguna made that statement yesterday, but it's clear he won't step down. I'm hopeful that he will finally choose to do the right thing, where we all hope. Okay, we'll see. Odwo Stanley ananiambia, development plan that worked in a developed country cannot work in Kenya. Yes, every country has its own unique challenges. Salim, Ruto will vacate, be it now or sooner? Yeah, this is the question though. I mean, even after all this happens, do you think, I mean, how legitimate his legitimacy is out of the window? Yani, I don't even know how they'll govern. The MPs who voted yes, there's a couple of MPs today who wameandika kwa Twitter yao, wamesema munisameeni jamani nilivote yes. It's so funny how they, yani wameona moto wanasema mpaka sasa we have to apologize. Now, Salim anasema, I like your channel, you're charismatic and mcheshi. Oh, thank you, Salim. Thank you so much. You're the people who comments like that keep me going. Asante. Like, share, comment, everyone. Jonan anasema, Sunak is going home. I don't think he was voted for by the people. Who was the name? The lady before Sunak? I think she lasted like 90 days or something like that. Alafu Sunak akaingia. So yeah, UK politics is also, you know, it's interesting. You know, I like it. I wish we had like a parliament that argue their cases. They question their prime minister as, the weekly, is it a weekly or monthly, whatever, but anyway, that's, I'm not in the UK, but I kind of follow politics sometimes. I like politics in general, okay? Faith Imani, Ambia, if he had plans producing sanitary pads in all major cities in Kenya, I would have agreed on the taxes on imported pads, okay? Okay, fair point. Claire, we need to create a plan to salvage what he hasn't destroyed. This is a serious issue. Okay, that's true. Dula Namba Sunak and the Conservatives ndio wafadhili wakwisha. They are losing the election big time on the 4th next month. Is Sunak, is he, who are the Tories? The Tories are the Conservatives, right? Sunak ni the Labour Party, ama? I don't know. I lost Sunini, but good is that. Liz Truss. Yeah, Liz Truss was the before Sunak. Yeah. Oscar Dongo. Shida ya appoint morons around you seeking to be the smartest person in the room is that they are the same lot who catapult everything. If Ruto is to go down, it will be because of Akina Osoro and Ichungwa. Yes, they are part of the problem. But like as I was saying, it's not only Akina Ichungwa, Osoro, Sudi, Murkomen, Omanga, and the rest of them. Also Ruto. Tukiangalia Ruto hata mwenyewe, I know Jonah was telling me this, that Ruto's advisor ndio anamwangusha. But I was making the argument that Ruto makes the final decision. He can choose not to take their advice, okay? And I gave the example of Devin D kwa Twitter nasema kila siku hii government wastage inawauza blah 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 blah. Yeah. So ndio maana nasema ukiangalia Ruto, the promises that he makes, I mean, ile ujanja he was trying to pull with this I'll withdraw this withdraw finance bill. I mean, things like that is what makes people mad. Una promise so much and there's nothing to show for it, to a point where nobody believes you, okay? Alafu, when people protest, watu wamekufa Githurai, you call them criminals, you are unaeka mafuta kwa moto, ama unaongeza kuni kwa moto. So you're making the things worse. That's why people are saying, you know what, nyote muende wakina Ichungwa. Alafu Ichungwa vile anasema ati nyinyi mnakula Uber, nyinyi watu wa Uber na mnakula chips, whatever the case is. Osoro is like, yeah, hii bill itapita mpende. You see what I'm saying? Kiburi coupled with all this stuff is what is making people, go crazy. Salim anasema, I love this channel. Very inviting, and thank you so much, Salim. Thank you. Josephat Kimani, we don't care how many will die. What we care is how many will survive and how we shall survive. Hey, Kimani amesema, hey hadali. Kama ni mbaya ni mbaya. Faith Imani, anaambia, how will they govern? It will be so hard, but they will perform because they know people are watching. Thanks to Gen Zs for their courage. Yes, and that's what I was saying too. Like, even if he survives, but it can go two ways. That's why I was saying it can go, Faith, to just reply to your comment. It can go two ways. It's either wanaweza kuzidi na kiburi waseme, unaona mulienda protest and nothing came out of it, okay? And we don't care, we shall continue doing whatever we do. Na mkianza kuprotest tutaleta majeshi tena. That can be their way of going, or they can actually heed to the people's cry and say, you know what, let's try to make things right. Let's actually listen to the ground. So it can go either way. Gachagua was using the DPP as a scapegoat. He doesn't want to be associated with the KK atrocities on the people of Kenya because he is protecting his interest to be the next president of Kenya. I agree with that, Oduor. Yes, that was what I thought too. Najaribu Lydia Nish, karibu. By the way, you have no idea how much other Africans are being inspired. Nigerians joined the spaces yesterday and voiced their support. Today, the Nigerian news held a space. You know what, Lydia? I don't know about the space. I tried to join it. I don't know how to go about it. I couldn't get into it. But my Twitter timeline, Zimbabwe are inspired by Kenya. They are going to have their protest in August. Ghana youth are going to have their protest sometime, I think, next month. Uganda. Lakini nani aliwaambia Museveni aliwaambia ukitaka kukufa fanyeni ile kitu mliona Kenya, ile ujinga mnaona watu wanafanya Kenya. But to your point, Lydia, that's a very good point. I'm looking at the timelines. Zimbabwe, Ghana, Nigeria. I mean, other countries are saying, where Kenya are showing us the way to do with this. Hold these people accountable, you know? So yeah, even though I don't know how to work this space thing. I don't know how to get it. Kama mnaweza kunielezea vile naweza kuingia huko, I will gladly do so. I can't get into it. Nilijaribu. I mean, I have no idea. Somebody has to show me. Salim, if you have the choice standby, the Kenyans will come out to remove the puppet. Yes. This is the first session I'm doing. I'll come in late. I know nitajaribu kuingia later, because later watu wakishatoka maandamano for those of you who are going to survive, I don't know how this maandamano will last. I don't know kama watu watachoka waende nyumbani, but this is the first session. I'll come in later on today to have the second session and get kind of a review of how things went. I want to get more information, niangalie nini nafanyika kwa ground, what's going on. Kama Ruto resign, Gachagua amekimbia, Chungwa bado is alive, ama nini naendelea. And there's what's going on with the Uhuru Kenyatta is anatoa press conference huko. Is he really, what is he saying? And you know, Raila is quiet. All of that, we shall put it together. We shall review extensively about hii mambo ya kina Hanifa na wakina nani. And the question that I really want to ask, the big question, and I'll ask this once all these protests kitulia, maybe whatever the case is this. How did this protest start? Is there somebody behind this? Is it being funded? And if it's being funded, who is funding it? How is it organizing itself? Is it just you know, a spree of neurosis? Watu walisema, hey, tumechoka tunaenda kwa streets? Is it just, I understand it's organic. I'm not Kiari. Mimi si Kiari, sisemi ati hiki tu ni clip. But I'm just, how did it start? Was this thing just really, I just saw on Twitter, watu wame, you know, ilianza kwenda kwa Twitter, and before you know it, watu wameenda kwa street. I want to explore that in my next, probably Saturday. I want to explore that. So people join me. Please, if you, again, to my appeal, I know you must be listening to this and you're like, you know what, umezidi. But I have to stress this. Nisaidieni. Help me. Yes, Faith, the power of social media. Vincent, karibu sana. Kimeli. Will we lose to economy? Yeah, so I want you guys to help me, because that's how we can actually, you know, like video number one. All of you who are watching, and if you're going to watch this on repeat, please like the video so isirculate kwa nenio, isirculate kwa algorithm ya YouTube, ndio watu waipate. Na kama hauja subscribe, please subscribe. On Saturday, I want to talk about how this thing started. I know Faith ameniambia hapo ni power of social media. Watu walikubaliana tu waseme, majamaa tumechoka na Ruto, hebu jamaa tumtoe. What really precipitated this whole thing? What was the catalyst for this? I know it was finance bill, but I mean, we've had finance bill before. Why this time? Is somebody funding this movement? There's some people, Mwaura alituambia ati ni wa Urusi, Russia, Putin is doing this. Is it true? Mliona Bolivia, the general who was said to be has been funded by the US was trying to remove the president, and the president akasema, wananchi, hebu kujeni mtoe hawa watu, and wananchi responded. So I want to explore that. I'll do that on Saturday, and I want you guys to be here. So please, hebu mu like video na mu subscribe. Ambia mabesti zako, your friends, whatever, and I will always bring. There's some days where I'll bring you guys in the studio to engage. Uniambie, I would like to hear about people from UK. Uniambie about Sunak. I'm really like UK politics too. I think it's connected to Kenya too. So Jonas said, push for Omtata. I'll push for Omtata any day. Like I said, Omtata and Miguna, Omtata, those are two of my choices. Salim anasema, the protest erupted by the will of God to warn Zakayo. You can say that, yes, if you're looking at it in the spiritual aspect of it. Yes, that's a possibility. Maybe Mungu alisema, Zakayo, unaitaita jina yangu hapa lakini watu naatesa, so I'm not going for that. I'll show you that, you know, hata mimi ni Mungu. So that's a good point if you're looking at this like that. Yeah, so anyway, guys, it's been an hour. I'll be coming in later in the evening, but do me a favor before I leave. Just go ahead, hit that like button. Please share this video with everybody else and come out and subscribe. Don't just watch. Be part of it. Be part of the discussion. Whether you're chatting hapa kwa nini kwa chat, na chat ikizidi sana, mimi nitaweka link, mnaweza kuingia kwa studio, mnauliza maswali or discuss or just nipate maoni yenu. I like the feedback, I like the conversation, I like to hear people's thoughts, okay? Nitarudi in, what time is it right now? Right now is let's see. It will be very, very late. It will be like 12. Salim, kama uko Kenya, it will be midnight. Saa Kenya, 12:30. So that might be late for you. Kama uko na, hauna shughuli ya kesho, I'm sorry. I know most people maybe work, whatever. So between now and 12 midnight, what's that time? 12 midnight pia Kenya. But the thing is, Salim, do this. If you're subscribed and weka notification yako on, so when I come in, usually I post it, and before I go live, I usually put it there and I tell you what time we will come in. So put your notification in so you can get the new notification ambayo itakwambia ile wakati nitaingia. Sadis Art, karibu sana. Vincent Kimeli, umesikia? So do the same thing. Midnight Kenyan time. I'll post the new and put your notification on so when I come in mtanipata. Nitaingiza watu kwa studio ukitaka kuniambia kutoa maoni yako nitagia. IT hands-on training ananiambia what if Ruto makes his own decision bila advice because of kiburi. That is when this country will go down to hata sijui nitakwambia nani. Hapo ndio vita zitaanza. But I think he'd be wise enough not to go that route. Odwar Stanley ananiambia, did you hear MPs mocking us yesterday? Maendeleo gani? Then the president has the audacity to say only 6 people lost their lives. DP saying the president was not aware of the situation on the ground. Absolutely. Yes, there's the disconnect between two. That's why DP was trying to blame it on the NIS. So yes, I agree. But anyway, I have to go, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades. Thank you so much for joining me on this. Odwar, thank you so much. IT hands-on training. Thank you, Sadis Art. Thank you, Vincent Kimeli. Thank you, Salim, Jonah, Faith Imani, Lydia Nish, Odwar Stanley, Josephat Kimani, Oscar Odongo, Dula, sorry, I keep on calling Dula, Claire, I don't know. Who else did I mention? Eda Kilimo, Oscar, James Wood kama kawaida, Mr. Rainvig, I'm not going to say that word. Black Man Explorer, thank you so much. Nani mwingine? Did I miss somebody? If I didn't miss it, Miles Kenya. Kabla sija kumention, so you don't take it wrong, I really appreciate you being Evelyn Akinyi, Patricia Okumu, Engineer Tyson, Leonard Chepkwony, Kalebolo, Tony Owiti, Chepindi. Betsy Akoko kama kawaida, thank you so much. I see you around. Betsy wewe, asante sana. Like Karen pia wewe, thank you so much for being here. Again, for the last umpteenth time, like, share, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, your folks, and get your notification on so every time I'm in here, you can always get me. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you later so we can have a comprehensive analysis on what really transpired today. Maybe Ruto might leave by midnight. You never know, because Kenya, nakwambia Kenya, it's like a movie. Siasa ya Kenya, leo unaweza kuwa na president, kesho ujui, kesho, my MPs unakimbia, all that stuff. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Kenya Revolutionary. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and Mr. Comrades, please subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you guys later. Midnight Kenyan time, okay? I'll post it. So put your notification on so when I come in, you'll get that sound that I'm on, okay? All right, thanks. Peace and blessings.